I make videos so that people who are like me, people who are honest with themselves about the harsh realities of this world, people who don't have anyone to talk to about what is really going on, won't feel alone. I do not make videos so that people will be hopeless, so that people will end up giving up. Some people feel better when they hear the truth. These people are the real ones. Someone tells you the truth, and instead of hurting you, it heals you. I've always been that kind of a person. Like, you tell me the truth, it heals me. If I don't know the truth and I'm confused, that's when I stress. But you tell me the truth and I'm like, oh, this is really the truth. Even if it's horrible, I start to feel better. Some people don't want to be told lies to feel better. I do understand that most of the people who are in this world want to be told lies to feel better. Most people cannot handle the truth. That is true. You want the truth, you can't handle the truth. Yeah, most people really can't handle the truth. That is why they believe lies. They believe what they can handle. But you can handle the truth. You can watch a video that's an hour long of someone dropping truth bombs. Sometimes you post the video and you'll be like, wow, I have not really looked at things that way, but this guy has a point. My videos are not about being negative, bro. I keep on telling you that before I make a video, I'm not thinking, what is the most negative thing that I can say? It's not about being negative. I always ask myself, what is the most truthful thing that I can say? What have I learned in the last 24 hours that I can talk about? The reason why truth is important is because we are where we are as a collective because of lies. You have to understand that this whole thing was built upon lies. As a collective, we've always been afraid of the truth. Somehow, we haven't learned to respond well to truth. Like, truth traumatizes, like, it shocks us, it makes us behave strangely. We are not strong enough to handle it. So we demonize truth and those who speak it. There's a person that you know who really speaks the truth, you demonize the person. We are not real enough for a world like this. We are not responding the way that we should be responding in a world like this. We are not responding the way that we should be responding to the things that are happening to us and to others. The world works the way that it works, and it doesn't change. But somehow we don't want to accept the truth about how it works. We want to color everything. We want to make everything look beautiful. This reminds me of this channel on TikTok. So this guy, what he does is he'll find you combine clips of football players having problems with one another, but will explain it as if they're not having a problem. But like, yo, so Neymar felt a lot of love for Cristiano Ronaldo that he pushed him. And when Cristiano Ronaldo realized that Neymar loves him so much, he gave him a fist. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if it was a fast fight, but he's gonna explain it as if it was something beautiful. And because Neymar was so mind blown, he fell down and started rolling. He was so happy. That's what we do. We try to make life better than it actually is. We try to color life. We are too weak. Too weak for the truth. But many of us cannot handle the truth. There's a reason why we demonize those who speak the truth. Hey, you're too naked. Like, we don't even try to come up with a logical argument against truth. We demonize it, or those who speak it. But oh, you are too negative. You're like, okay, it's fine, I'm too negative, but is what I'm saying not true? You're evil. Alright, it's fine, I'm evil, but is what I'm saying not true? The world isn't what we're told it is. The world is not what we're told it was. When we were younger, they made the world seem good, right? And we all believed that it was good. And even when bad things happen, we still told ourselves that the world was good. And we've gotten used to acting like the world is good that we forgot how to be real. Or we never learn how to be real. Like, that's why we can't handle those who are real. They're so different. They're like aliens. Think about it. If you go to a place where everyone is acting and you're going to be real, you're going to look like an alien. Because you're the only one who's real and everyone is acting. We became too weak for the truth. Even the simplest truth, even the most obvious truth, like, we're so scared of the truth that even if someone tells us the truth about ourselves, Someone tells us the truth about our relationships. Someone tells us the truth about our jobs. Someone tells us the truth about our performance. Like, we are so weak that we can't handle the truth. The simplest truth. We respond by demonizing those who tell us the truth, by hating those who tell us the truth. If a person tells us the truth, we hate them. Those who lie to us, we love them. So what happens is that because we are so damn afraid of the truth, a lot of people who only care about power realize, oh shit, because people are scared of the truth, what if I lie? If I lie to these people, they will love me because they want to hear lies. The world isn't ran by the most integrous people. I mean, we do wish that the world was controlled by the most integrous people. You know, the kindest kid that you've met when you're in primary school, you wish that that kid grows up to become a leader. But that's not how it works. It's usually those who are ruthless, those who are willing to do whatever it takes to make it, who get to the top. What happens is that if you're not willing to be ruthless, then you are led by those who are ruthless. They're the ones who control you. They're the ones who tell you what to do, when to go to work, how to work, how to dress, when to speak. You know, they're the ones who tell you how you need to perform at school for you to make it, how you need to perform at your job. You know, like they're the one who control everything. It's sad, but it's true. It's the price that we are paying for being weak, for being unable to handle the truth. Because what we do is, when we see people speaking the real truth, because we're too weak to handle the truth, we demonize them, we hate them, we call them names, and we realize when it's too late that they were telling us the truth the whole time. And then we end up supporting those who are lying, right? That's what happens. We support those who are lying to us, those who are manipulating us, those who are ruthless, those who do not care about us, those who are doing whatever it takes to make it. These are the people we support. We don't care about morals anymore. We care about feeling good. I mean, morality doesn't really exist, but people have their own morality. Do you get what I'm saying? We don't even value our own morality. There's a clip that's circulating on TikTok. Burna Boy, very famous Nigerian artist. Dude is big, bro. He used to be humble. Dude used to be humble. But when you give someone too much power, chances are they're going to look down on everyone. That is why some of these artists, if a fan, and I do understand why, if a fan maybe jumps on stage, you know what I'm saying, they, you know what some of these artists do. But you can also, you also realize that they kind of look down on their fans. You know, they look down on people who are worshiping them. So yeah, Burna Boy is on stage, he's performing, and there's this guy with his girlfriend. They're on the front row. Front row tickets are expensive. They're on the front row. The girlfriend is sleeping. The guy is watching the show. Burna Boy decided to start the show. It's like, yeah, look at that lady. She's sleeping in my concert. Hey man, you need to wake your girlfriend up. Y'all go back home. Y'all gonna sleep at home. I ain't performing until they leave. And you're like, It's too much power. You give someone too much power, it gets to a point where they start to feel like there's some kind of a god. I mean, you give politicians too much power, they start looking down on you. There could have been many people who stood up for, for that couple, who could have said, no, man, Burna Boy, no, man. Let them sit at the back or something until they're well. They bought the ticket. They woke up in the morning. They probably were happy to come in and see you perform. You know what I'm saying? You can't disappoint them like this. You can't disrespect them like this. But people were like, Burna Boy, you got a lot of power. No one was able to stand up for the truth. Fear. We are always letting unfairness win. We are always letting all the negative things that we hate about this reality win. Because we are scared of the truth. We are scared to handle it. We are scared to stand up for it. We ended up giving the system too much power, bro. I was having a conversation with someone about the criminal record thing. I remember telling you that I have a criminal record. In 2013, I fought with someone, ended up having a criminal record. There's been many things that I failed to do because of the criminal record, but I'm working on getting it expired from right now, but it's just difficult in South Africa. Okay. So I was having a conversation with someone. I was like, a lot of these politicians have done a lot of like horrible things. They're not in jail and they're still running things, They're still making decisions. You make a mistake and you have to pay for it for a very long time. A period of 10 years, and if you commit a crime, a period of 10 years has to pass before you could even apply for expungement. That means if you're broke, you ain't getting no job. Even to start your own businesses, they will do a background check. Like, oh, you have a criminal record. You assaulted someone in 2013. I was like, we gave the system too much power that it's actually abusing us. I mean, you can't be that perfect as a human. Of course, you're going to make mistakes sometimes. And the way that it should work is that if a person gets punished and then they're forgiven, they shouldn't even have a criminal record, in my opinion. In my opinion, punish the person accordingly and say, if once you say you're free to go back into the world, then that's it. You mustn't be like, you can't get a job because you commit. Because now they're back in society. And now you are kind of putting them in a situation where they have to do things that are bad to make money. Because now they can't get a job. If they did that time, they did that time. Yes, there are some things that if you do these things, it's understandable why you will have, a criminal record for the rest of your life. Like if, for example, you sexually assaulted someone, you know what I'm saying? Chances are you probably, so it's understandable. You won't be allowed to work with kids. You won't be allowed. That's understandable. But there are some offenses that you look at and be like, nah, man. But we've given the system too much power that it doesn't need to be perfect, but we have to be. Like, you have to be perfect, but the system won't be perfect. The system can fail to deliver. Find that some schools there's not enough classes, not enough chairs, desks. In some hospitals there isn't enough medication, bed, all that. There isn't enough employment in the country. The system can't really be blamed or be punished, but you will be punished. We gave the system too much power. So the system is like, I'm God now. I don't have to be fair to you. You have to beg me. I can make you pay this amount for tax every year. What are you going to do about it? The money ain't even going to be used for something that's really important. You know, you won't even understand where the money is going, what it's really being used for. In fact, the money will be used to protect the system, the current system. What are you going to do about it? People are not strong enough to handle the truth. They're not strong enough to stand for the truth. They're not ruthless enough. Like, they think it's just a game, right? Like, they don't see that things are really happening. Sometimes I think the issue is that people take themselves for granted, you know? Like, you're suffering and you take that for granted. Like, you kind of, maybe a part of you feels like you deserve it because you see other people suffering and they're not saying anything, right? People are not complaining about their suffering, so you're like, yeah, it's not like I'm the only one who's suffering. My neighbor is suffering. That kid that lives that side is suffering way worse than I'm suffering, so why should I even complain? And then people end up comparing their problems. Like, yeah, I have a problem, but that person has more problems than me, so why should I even complain? You know? Like, you don't take yourself seriously enough. You're like, yeah, however I'm being treated is fine as long as I'm alive, you know? Even if you're not treated with respect, as if you're treated like you're not intelligent. No, because we're treated like we're not intelligent, like we should not have a voice. People think that, I mean, and I understand why they think that. They think that the world is run by the most intelligent people, the most honest people, the most integrous people, the most caring people, people who have empathy. That's what they told us when we were growing up. But as we got older, we do see that that's not how it works. The bully was the one who was respected. When we were young, the bullies were the ones who were respected. The bullies weren't getting bullied. But that kid that messed with no one, that was minding his own business, when he got bullied, all the kids were laughing. They were supporting the bully without even realizing it. They wanted favors from the bully. The bully was running things. Whatever the bully says goes. You think that changed? You think you respect people who are integrous in this world? People who are kind? People who care about your feelings? Do you think these are the people that you really respect? Do you think these are the people that you respond to? Do you think these are the people that you vote for? These are the people that you give power to? Like, yeah, that person is so kind. No, that's all you can say about him. That person is so kind. Person is so nice. You know, they care about. You're never giving them power. That one who's ruthless, that's the one that's getting power. That's the one that's getting your respect. That's the one that you respond to. Why? You are afraid of the truth. That person is making you feel good by lying. They're making you feel like they will be able to deliver by lying. I was having a conversation with someone about democracy. I was like, one of the biggest mistakes that we made as South Africans, and I don't know why we didn't try to fix this from the beginning, is that we felt that every person should be allowed to vote. Every person above the age of 18 should be allowed to vote. And you might say, no, Benedict, what you're saying is bad. Like, what do you mean that people... No, no, no. I've always been saying this. I said, before a person can vote, there must be a test that they take. We need to know if they know enough about politics to make decisions that are going to affect the whole country. Because what happened is that politicians, because they're charismatic, people ended up loving them even if they're not capable. Do you get what I'm saying? It's like this, man. Conor McGregor, I don't think there's been a star that's bigger than Conor McGregor in the UFC, right? Well, what the UFC did, something brilliant. UFC is a company. They gave Conor McGregor fights that favored him stylistically, so he kept on winning, right? He was a striker. So they will make sure that he fights guys who strike. I mean, the only guy that he fought, and he wasn't even supposed to fight that guy, is Chad Mendes, that was a wrestler in the beginning. But he was fighting against strikers, and he was better than them. He kept on winning, so he became a star. When he was supposed to fight Khabib, a lot of people thought he was going to win, and they wanted him to win. He was actually a better fighter because he was charismatic. They didn't look at Khabib's record and dominance. Like Khabib, we've never seen him bleeding in the octagon or in serious danger. He's a very dominant fighter. So it's like that. It doesn't matter to people who is really capable. Like, you think that's what really matters? No. They care about who they like. So, since South Africa said everyone can vote, people will just vote for those they like. And you must realize that some people have good personalities. Like, they're charismatic, they're easy to love. Right? Jacob Zuma, former president, he was president from when? Maybe from 2000, somewhere around 2008, maybe until 2016, not even sure. The guy is charismatic. He has a beautiful smile, and he likes to dance, He's very charismatic. I'm not saying he was not a good president, but I'm saying the people that we put to power are people who are charismatic, not people. Like, we don't choose the best, like the best that we can choose. We choose the ones we like. That's what I'm saying. So there could be candidates that, are very intelligent, that can really change things. But we'll look at them and be like, nah, I like this one. The way he talks. I remember Trevor Noah said something that made me laugh the other day. He was like, have you noticed that some of the most famous presidents, the way they spoke differently, right? They gave example with people like Nelson Mandela, Barack Obama, Donald Trump. You know what I'm saying? Like, charisma. I'm not saying they were not good at what they did, but I'm saying as humans we admire people not because of what they're able to do, but because of their charisma. Some people are charismatic for real, but the real truth is not everyone is capable. People don't even care about opinions anymore. They care about whose opinion it is. You can say something that is true, but no one responds. But if another person says it, everyone is like, whoa, you know what I'm saying? In some communities, you can't even speak if you're not rich. You gotta have money. You gotta have something. That's when people will be like, okay, you qualify to speak. You go to different churches, the ones with money that they're gonna sit in the front, that the ones who get to talk with the pastor, you know, after the service, that the ones who get to talk with the pastor, they're given special treatment. The ones who are poor, no one even cares about them. They walk back home. People are afraid of the truth. You will think that truth is what people value, but that's not true. That is not true. So how do you think we will have been able to create a world that is fair? How do you think we will have been able to create a world where everyone was treated fairly? There was equality, understanding. There was no corruption, no injustice, you know? The problem is that we didn't make the truth our highest value. We didn't debate enough about what the real truth is, not what we prefer the truth to be. The problem is, if we care more about what we prefer the truth to be, what's going to happen is that those who are charismatic are going to pretend as if what we prefer the truth to be is the truth. Here's what happens. If I'm charismatic, people love me, and society is saying that a human must behave this way. It will be very easy for me to behave the way that society says a human must behave, because I don't have to behave differently because I'm already getting the love. In fact, they will love me more. But if I'm not loved by society, whether I'm behaving well or not, it's not going to matter. And that will make me question things. Because even though we're scared of the truth, it doesn't mean the truth does not affect us. We just don't want to acknowledge that that truth that is affecting us in a negative way. It's like, if I'm not saying I don't want to, like, I'll make a video about this, but let's say monogamy was not natural, but we kept on telling ourselves that it was natural. If a person has 2 wives or a person cheats, it's unnatural and they are doing something wrong. But what happens is that people will keep on cheating. You find that, like, most people are cheating, and you're like, why are they cheating? You know, what's wrong with these people? Find that the real truth is that monogamy is not natural. Polygamy is what's natural, but we're living a lie. We don't want to say it as a collective that, polygamy is what's natural. I'm not saying polygamy is natural. I'll make a video about it, but I'm just giving you an example here. The truth will always affect us, and it will affect us worse than it will affect us if we weren't scared of it. Like the truth will find a way to manifest as something dark because it has to exist. But it's not gonna exist in a healthy way. Why? Because we hate it. So we're not allowing the truth to exist and be part of life in a way that is healthy. We're always rejecting. So the truth is going to find a way to manifest as something dark, and we hate it more without realizing that it was the truth. That's the problem. A lot of problems that we have are caused by the fact that we don't accept the truth. We don't accept the truth about ourselves. We don't accept the truth about other people. We don't accept the truth about nature. We don't accept the truth about the world. We create our own stories when things happen. We create our own stories. And these things keep on happening, and we keep on creating our own stories. Stories that make us feel comfortable. And then we end up admiring those who are making these stories real. Create a religion. If we find someone who's charismatic enough, good. We end up supporting them. This reminds me of an episode of South Park. So there was a prophecy. I forgot the religion. I forgot what they call it. Scientology or something like that. So there was a prophecy that there will be some kid that the prophet is gonna reincarnate back as some kid. So yeah, that kid ended up being Carl or Stan. I don't really remember. And people started believing that he's the reincarnation of that guy. But the leaders knew that that wasn't true. They just wanted him to make money for them, right? And in the end, it was explained to him because he started to believe that he's believing that he was the reincarnation of that guy. But they explained to him, "Oh, you really thought you were the reincarnation of that guy? No, you're not." So it's like that. Like people find this people who are charismatic and make them their leaders. To promote the stories that are not true because of fear of actually accepting the real truth. Because truth makes people empty. They can't deal with the emptiness. The truth is cold. People cannot handle the truth. So I don't make videos to make people hopeless. I want people to see things as they really are so that they can make their own decisions, Like how do you want to live life seeing things as they really are? You must be able to see the truth about school. That's good. That's a good thing. To see the truth about work. That's a good thing. To see the truth about relationships. That's a good thing. To see the truth about family. That's a good thing. To see the truth about religion. That's a good thing. To see the truth about politics. That's a good thing. To see the truth about love. To see the truth about power. That's a good thing. I must be able to understand, if I'm a religious person, why I believe in that religion. I must be able to see, if I'm not happy, why I'm not happy. I must be able to avoid traps that most people find themselves in. But I can't avoid these traps if I'm scared of the truth. I want people to be able to handle the truth without going crazy. It happens that some people, once they start realizing the truth, they go crazy. You're like, nah, man, you're no longer normal. Like, this truth is too much for you. Like, I want people to be able to handle the truth, still be stable, still be able to function. It's not easy to handle the truth. There's a reason why society is scared of the truth. There's a reason why the people that you know hate you when you tell them the truth. I keep on telling you that if you want to see that people can turn their backs on you and they can start hating you, and you won't even understand why, tell them the truth. Tell them the truth one day. Tell your friends the truth one day. Tell your friends the truth one day. If there is something that you've always wanted to say to your friends, but you felt like you shouldn't say it because it's gonna ruin your friendship, but it's something that you wanted to say, you're like, I want to say this, but I want to protect the friendship. Tell them, say it to them, and you will see. If there's something that you've always wanted to say to your parents, if there's something that you've always wanted to say to your parents, to your boss, to your sister, to your husband, to your wife, people cannot handle the truth. There are people in this world who spend their lives trying to believe a lie. You've met them. But they're lying to themselves all the time about things. Like, when things happen, they're always trying to tell themselves, to convince themselves something that makes them feel better. These people, if you're gonna tell them the truth once, they're gonna hate you forever. Once. Like, you tell them the truth once, you're like, hey, look, man, this is what's really going on. They're gonna hate you forever. So do not mind if the world doesn't really seem to like you. You're real. Maybe it's really difficult for you to act. It's not that you can't, but there's a big part of you that doesn't want to. So you're like, I can try, but I don't want to. I want what people are getting from acting, but I don't want to act. I don't want to be fake to get what I want. I want to get what I want while being real. Is that not possible? Okay, maybe it is possible, but it takes longer. A lot of the people that we call our leaders, they're just acting. They don't even believe in these things that they seem to stand for. They just tell us what we want to hear. We're creating a movie and we know how everyone must act. We know how our leaders must act. We know what they must say and what they mustn't say. It's not about the truth. So if these people don't act the way that we expect them to act, that's when we cancel them. If they don't act the way that we expect them to act, if they don't act the way that we expect them to act, if they don't think the way that we expect them to think, we cancel them. Oh, did you hear what he said? Did you hear what he said? And that they didn't really say anything bad. But because this is a movie, we're supposed to cancel them. For nothing, really. They're supposed to act like they're not human. They're perfect. Hey. The whole thing is so fake. And if you're real, you will sense that, and it's not gonna, make you feel the way that you want to feel. Like, you can't deal with the fakeness. So I make videos for people who are able to see things as they are and who want to see things as they are, who are not running away from the truth. If they see that something is the truth, be like, yo, I've not really looked at things this way, but it makes a lot of sense. Thank you for making me realize what I've not realized before. These are the people who are actually growing. But the problem is that the world does not reward you for understanding the truth or for being truthful. If you're ruthless, the world ends up rewarding you. Like, yo, that one is ruthless enough. I wish the world played by our rules. It will be way better than it is. Most of us can sense that something is off. The reason why when we were young, they told us that the world was good is because we expected it to be. We didn't expect the world to be horrible. Ask yourself why. We expect our leaders to be honest, to be real. We expect school to take us somewhere. We expect work to make our lives easier. And then you get older and you're like, was it all a scam? I mean, when I was growing up, I wanted to be a doctor, but I don't know if I'm loving this job. It feels like I'm working a lot. I wanted to be a cop, but I'm not sure. Like, do we need to be working 5 days a week, 6, 7 days a week, 8 hours a day? Also include the time when you have to wake up and prepare to go to work and the time that it takes for you to get back home. You're like, huh? Am I really living my life here? I mean, I believe that I'll be living life, I'll be enjoying myself, but I'm not sure if this should be called enjoying myself. It's something different. We've lied to ourselves a lot. And it isn't helping. You were born into a world that was already broken, into a world where truth was not valued. So if you wanna, speak the truth, of course there's gonna be backlash. Of course the matrix is gonna be against you because you're doing something that it doesn't expect you to do. You are trying to change the rules. Human beings are egotistical. When I was growing up, I used to think it was about truth. I didn't realize that human beings were egotistical. Like if you prove someone wrong, you think that they'll be happy that now you've showed them the truth. No, they feel embarrassed. They've their own ego. Like, damn man, you're gonna embarrass me in front of people? You know, they care more about their egos than the truth. But even if you tell them the truth, when you are alone with them, because their egos are so big, like I don't want this person to feel like they made me realize something that I didn't know. So they'll still react negatively until it becomes very convenient for them to acknowledge the truth. Because, it's about survival. Like, oh, believing this truth is actually going to help us, so let's believe it. Believing these lies was going to help us, so let's believe these lies. So no matter what you go through, never forget that we live in a world that is fake, that is run by fake people, And if you're going to be real, your life is going to be a bit harder. But you must be strong enough to handle whatever comes with being a real person, being a truthful person, I don't think if you try to be fake, even if life gave you what you want, I don't think that will make you feel better. It takes a lot of energy to be fake. There will be days when you just want to be real. There will be days when you just want to break character because it's too much for you, It reminds me of the Truman Show when his wife ended up breaking character because it was just too much for her. She's like, yo, I know I'm working, but I know, man, I'm done. I can't act anymore, People do reach a point where they just want to be real. Like, you can't be fake forever. That is why you hear people saying that they had a mental breakdown. Yeah, what is that? Someone having to be fake for too long. Not being real because they're afraid. Until it got to a point where they couldn't take it anymore. They were like, yeah, this is the real me. The real, their true self decided to come out, and they call it a mental breakdown, but really they were just being themselves. Like they've lied to themselves so much that now their true self, when it comes out, it's angry. Because it's being suppressed. That is why it's important that you're real. A person like me, if I speak the truth, I'm not going to be angry while speaking the truth because I'll be speaking the truth. There's a reason why when some content creators speak the truth, they seem angry. But when they're lying, they seem happy. I find that really they're lying like all the time. But one day they decide to speak the truth and they seem very angry. Like, why are they so angry? Their true self is coming out and it's been suppressed for too long to be feeling good. You see? So being able to speak the truth all the time sets you free. And that's what you want. You want to be freed by the truth. This prison was created with lies. The only thing that can defeat lies is the truth. So don't be afraid to be real. Don't be afraid to speak your mind. Don't be afraid of what's going to come after you speak the truth. Thank you guys for watching this video until the end. Like the video, tell me what you think in the comment, subscribe to the channel, share the video. Let us keep on growing. Thank you.